Hello students, good morning. Standard 7, Class 9, Unit 2, Supplementary Reader, The Red-Headed Leak. Before going to see the lesson, let us recall the prose and poem of Unit 2. Unit 2, Prose and Poem. Unit 2 Prose, The Wind on Haunted Hill is an interesting and thrilling story. Usha lived with her grandfather and brother Suresh. Her experience in a dark night is the story. And the poem, The Listener. Once a traveler arrived on horseback late at night at a lone house in a forest. What was his experience? Is the poem The Listeners. Now, the supplementary reader, The Red-Headed Leak. It is one of the 56 Sherlock Holmes short stories written by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. He was born on 22nd May 1859. He was a British writer and medical doctor. He created the character Sherlock Holmes in 1887 for a study in Scotland. The first 4 novels and 56 short stories about Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson. The Sherlock Holmes stories are generally considered milestones in the field of crime fiction. Here, Mr. Wilson, a red-haired pawn shop owner, met the famous detective, Mr. Sherlock Holmes, to find a solution for his problem. He felt someone had been playing on him. In this story, we will see how Sherlock Holmes found the criminals and helped Mr. Wilson. Okay, now you take your book and turn to the page number 129. The Red-Headed Leak. Characters: Sherlock Holmes, the famous detective; Dr. Watson, a doctor and Sherlock's friend; Jabez Wilson, a red-haired shopkeeper; Vincent Spaulding, Wilson's assistant, also known as John Clay; Duncan Ross, Spaulding's accomplice, a man with red hair; Mr. Jones, a detective from Scotland Yard. Okay, this story was in a drama form. Let us know the introduction. First paragraph. Dr. Watson visits the apartment of his friend Sherlock Holmes. He finds Detective Holmes talking to a client with a bright red hair, Mr. Jabez Wilson. Holmes asks Mr. Watson to hear the unusual story of the client. The first paragraph, Dr. Watson, who was the closest friend of Sherlock Holmes, visited his house. He saw a man with bright red hair, Mr. Jabez Wilson. He talked with his friend Sherlock Holmes. Holmes explained the story of Mr. J. Wilson to his friend Watson. Then second paragraph, Wilson says that he runs a pawn shop. One day in his shop, his assistant, Vincent Spaulding, showed an advertisement in the newspaper that announced an opening in the Red-Headed League. The announcement promised a salary of £4 a week. Spaulding urged Wilson to apply. The timid red-haired pawnbroker did so. Wilson was accepted into the league by Mr. Duncan Ross, the head of the league. This paragraph, Wilson had a pawn shop. Pawn shop means lending money on items of value like gold. His assistant was Vincent Spaulding and also known as John Clay. He showed an advertisement in the newspaper to Mr. Wilson. It was said that there was a vacancy with a salary of £4 for a week. Spaulding urged Wilson to apply for it. Mr. Wilson was a timid person. Timid means easily frightened personality. He accepted his assistant's words and joined into the league. League means alliance or organization. It was owned by Mr. Duncan Ross. Next paragraph, he learned that the nominal duties consisted only of his coming to the office from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. each day and copying out the Encyclopedia Britannica in longhand. This he did for 8 weeks until one day he arrived at the office to find it closed, with a notice on the door that the Red-Headed League had been dissolved. He was so disturbed by the thought that someone had been playing a practical joke on him that he came to Holmes for a solution. Holmes promises to look into the case and Wilson leaves. Holmes and Dr. Watson move to Wilson's shop in Saxe-Coburg Square at once. This paragraph explains Wilson's duty time was between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. His work was copying out the Encyclopedia Britannica in longhand. He did the work for 8 weeks. Then he arrived at the office. He found the league was closed down with a notice on the door. Mr. Wilson was confused and came to Sherlock Holmes for a solution. Holmes promised to look into the case. Holmes and Dr. Watson moved to Wilson's shop, which was in Saxe-Coburg Square, immediately. Next, let's read this play extract to know the happenings. Outside Wilson's shop in Saxe-Coburg Square, Holmes is walking up and down. Now and then he hits the ground outside the shop with his walking stick. Then he knocks on the door of the shop. Spaulding opens the shop door. The legs of his trousers are dirty. Here, Sherlock Holmes walked in front of the shop and tapped the ground with his walking stick. He knocked the shop door and Spaulding opened. The legs of his trousers were dirty. Now turn to the next page, 130, scene 1. Spaulding, can I help you? Holmes, yes, how can I get to the Strand? Spaulding, third on the right and fourth on the left. He goes back into the shop and closes the door. Holmes, he is very clever young man, Watson. Watson, is he? Why did you ask about the Strand? You know London very well. You wanted to see him. Holmes, did you notice his trousers? Watson, his trousers? No, but I saw you hit the ground with your stick. Holmes, my dear Watson, this is not the time for discussion. I must go and look at the road behind Saxe-Coburg Square. You had to go to work. Watson, yes, to the hospital. Holmes, right, but I want your help tonight. Come at 10 o'clock. Here see, Holmes and Watson reached Saxe-Coburg Square. Spaulding opened the door and asked if he could help them. Holmes asked the address of Strand. Spaulding replied that it was third on the right and fourth on the left. He went back and closed the door. Then Watson asked why he asked about Strand, because Holmes knew very well about the place Strand. Then he realized Holmes wanted to see Spaulding, and Holmes asked about his trousers, but Watson replied he did not watch it, but why he hit the ground with his stick. Holmes smiled and sent him to his work and asked his help tonight at 10 o'clock. Now turn to the page number 131, scene 2, the strong room at a bank with many boxes and crates in it. Holmes, Watson, Jones and the policeman are on stage hiding behind some boxes. Holmes, is everything ready upstairs, Mr. Jones? Jones, my men are waiting at the front door of the bank and near the shop. Holmes, good. Now we must be quiet and wait. He puts out the light. The strong room is dark, but we can see the men waiting behind the crates. Nothing happens. Watson looks at his watch. Watson, whispering, it's 11:15, Holmes. When? Holmes, shh, don't spoil our investigation. A strong room means a room in a bank designed to protect valuable items against fire and theft. It had many boxes and a wooden box used for transporting goods. Holmes, Watson, and Mr. Jones, a detective from Scotland Yard, and a policeman were on stage, hid behind some boxes. Holmes made a plan. He asked Jones whether everything was ready at upstairs. Jones said that his men were waiting at the front door of the bank and near the shop. They waited silently. He switched off the light. The strong room was dark. The time was 11:15. Watson whispered something. Holmes ordered not to spoil their investigation. Investigation means here systematic examination. Next, they see a light coming through the stone floor. Suddenly, the stones give way. First, a hand with a gun comes out of the ground. Then, another hand, Spaulding, comes out, followed by Ross. They saw a light came through stone floor. The stone gave a way. First, a man with gun came out of the ground, and one more also came. They were Ross and Spaulding. Now, Holmes. You can't get away, John Clay. Spaulding. No, but Ross, my friend. Holmes. There are three men waiting for him at the other end. Spaulding. You think of everything, Mr. Holmes. You are very clever. Holmes. So are you. John Clay, your red-headed league was clever. Here, Holmes hit Spaulding's arm. Spaulding's gun is on the ground. Ross got back into the tunnel. Tunnel means an artificial underground passage. Jones did not stop him. Holmes said that three men waited for him at the end. Spaulding and Ross both were caught. Spaulding and Holmes both were appreciated their cleverness each other. Now scene 3, Sherlock Holmes study. Holmes and Watson are sitting on chairs. Holmes. There was never any red-headed leak. The villains wanted Wilson away from the shop for some hours every day. Then Clay saw the color of Rose's hair and thought a red-headed leak. So when Wilson went to work in their office every day, they had time to make their tunnel very clever. Holmes and Watson sat in the relaxed manner. Later, Holmes explained Dr. Watson that the red-headed leak was just created to keep Wilson away from his shop. That was the plan of the Clay and Ross. Holmes, because they closed the offices of the red-headed league. The tunnel must be ready, I thought, and Saturday is a good day. The bank does not open on Sunday. It would have given the thieves enough time to get away. Watson, laughing. But they didn't get away, Holmes. You are very clever, Holmes, in a serious tone. That's very true, Watson. Then Watson asked when Holmes realized Spaulding was John Clay, the notorious thief. Notorious means famous for very bad qualities. Holmes doubted Spaulding as he worked for half wages and he was often went down to the cellar. Here cellar means lower ground floor. So Holmes suspected him and he told Watson why he hit the ground with his stick, and he found that Spaulding's dirty trousers showed that something was wrong with him. Holmes said that then he went to the next street at the back of the shop. There he could see the bank. Then Watson asked why Holmes preferred tonight. Holmes replied that they closed the office of the red-headed league. So Holmes perceived that the tunnel had to be ready. And Saturday was a good day. And the bank did not open on Sunday. So they preferred the particular day. Watson laughed and said, a huge bank robbery cleverly stopped by Sherlock Holmes. Holmes accepted it seriously. See the glossary. Strong room, a room in a bank designed to protect valuable items against fire and theft. Crates, a wooden box used for transporting goods. Investigation, systematic examination. Tunnel, an artificial underground passage. Notorious, famous for some bad qualities. Cellar, lower ground floor. Basement, recognized, identified. In the next page number 133A, say whether the following statements are true or false. Number 1, photography was Vincent Spaulding's hobby. It's not a true. Answer is false. Mr. Ross did not want to hire Mr. Wilson. That is also false. Mr. Wilson worked for Mr. Ross for 6 weeks. No, that is also wrong. False. Mr. Jones was a lawyer. No, that is also false. Spaulding dug a tunnel from the cellar of the shop to the jewelry shop. That is also false. B. Complete the table based on the information from the text. Number 1. Holmes findings. Mr. Holmes found the tunnel. This was understood by the line, I saw you hit the ground with your stick. It was said by Watson to Holmes. Then 2. Mr. Spaulding dug the tunnel. This is understanding by the line, did you notice his trousers? This was said by Holmes. And Spaulding often went down to the cellar. Is he making a tunnel? This was said by Holmes. The number 3, the tunnel was made to get into the bank's strong room. This is observed from the line, I went into the next street at the back of the shop. I saw the bank. Was said by Holmes. Why is that young man making a tunnel? To get into the bank's strong room? Of course, it was said by Holmes. The number 4, Spaulding could be the thief. This observed from the line, I suspected when Spaulding was happy to work for half wages. He often went to the cellar. Is Spaulding making a tunnel to another building? Okay, students, I hope you all have understood the crime story, The Red-Headed Leak. Read the lesson by yourself and record it in the voice recorder and send to me through WhatsApp number.